Sir, all right, check this out, bro. I've been watching a lot of WWE recently. I kind of stopped watching after like 2019 and all that, so I completely missed out on like what happened during like when they were in the bubble and all that. Some of the bloodline story. But I picked up right around the time WrestleMania 40 was there, and I watched it. I thought it was absolutely amazing. You know what I'm saying? Every single match I thought was decent to like really great and amazing, man. Cody Rhodes finally finishing his story, for his dad. Fortunately, rest in peace to him. And all these other amazing storylines that's been going on in that point. Man, like WWE last year was really great, bro. I can't sit here and lie. It's been really solid. However, I can't help but feeling now, man, WWE is getting a little repetitive, man. I kind of talked about this in my previous video. I was gonna mention it. Like I said, I'm doing like try to do like three couple videos a day. That way, I'm like saved for time and all that. But you get that, you get that. But main point I say that is because I mentioned it there. And truth be told, I feel like man, is this a little repetitive, especially now more than ever, bro. Let me tell you what I mean. So let's use Seth Rollins as an example. Seth Rollins, as we all know, one of the greatest wrestlers to ever perform in the ring, man. I love Seth Rollins. Using him ever since I first played 2K16 WWE. Man, he was really fun to use, man. I can't lie. So Rollins has always been a good wrestler. He's been a great promo worker. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him cut promos against Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? Cody Rhodes, just to name a couple of people. And now what they're got him doing, like with this vision stuff with him and Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really. It was a cool moment at WrestleMania 41. But honestly, I feel like it's executing like now it's kind of being like a little poor. Just a little poor in my eyes. I can see some of the visions they were going for, no pun intended. I see what they're going for. I like some of the elements. But I mean, as far as like thing, man, it's just like it's kind of corny. And one of the Saturday Night main events, fortunately, Rollins got injured. I really thought Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, thought these guys were really gonna get a big push, and then Rollins came back and it kind of just stunted their growth in a way. Just for a CM Punk versus Seth Rollins match, which I mean, this is supposed to be a CM Punk versus Seth Rollins match. These two apparently have bad blood with each other, or allegedly, because WWE on real. But I ain't even gonna get into that. But you see what I'm saying. But anyways, these guys are supposed to have real bad blood against each other, right? These supposed to be hard hitting stuff, and you mean to tell me that we keep getting the same stuff over and over and over again? CM Punk one week beats up Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins the next week beats up CM Punk. Next week, freaking Jey Uso comes out and helps him beat Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker beats the crap out of Jey Uso the next week. Then Roman Reigns returns. Then Bronson Reed beats the crap out of him, takes his shoes 2 weeks in a row. Then now, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso versus LA Knight. Yeah, like come on, man. Like you see what I'm saying? This stuff just feels repetitive. Not only does this stuff feel repetitive, then on top of that, it's so predictable now too. Like, and look, I understand WWE is scripted. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for everything to be unpredictable. Some cases unpredictable doesn't always mean better, okay? I'm not asking for that. But when we see these repetitive matchups, it goes line in line with it being so predictable. Because let's just say, for example, like Penta goes against Braun Breaker. You know Braun Breaker's going to win the match, or it's going to end in a DQ. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just know certain matches are going to go this way, go that way, depending on the look. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. These guys have gone promo worked, gone against each other how many times? And we pretty much know the outcome. Lyra's going to win this one. Becky's going to win this one, bro. Oh, and it always ends in a roll-up. Or Lyra versus Bayley. Bayley versus Becky Lynch. Or a triple threat. I mean, like, the list goes on and on and on. It's repetitive. It's predicted. Like, everybody just knows this stuff, man. And, that's only in the case of Raw. Rhea Ripley and Io. What the heck they got going on? These guys are best friends. Oh my gosh, you're my friend. You're my friend. Oh, we're best friends forever. Like, dude, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I was watching C-Jax. I think he says it perfectly, in my opinion, man. It's like dude, this is like some third grade story level writing. What the heck are we doing, bro? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm curious to see where it's going, but we clearly know later down the line it's gonna end up being Kabuki Warrior breakup. We know Asuka and Kairi Sane are gonna turn on Io eventually. It's just a matter of when. Come on, man. We know the stuff is just a little predictable in my eyes, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's just Raw. SmackDown is the same way. You know, Jimmy Uso going up against Solo. Solo going against Jacob Fatu. Fatu, you know, when LA Knight was back on SmackDown, going up against LA Knight. LA Knight, Solo. You know what I'm saying? JC Mateo. Like, the list goes on and on and on. It does not matter. It doesn't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's just some repetitive matchups, man. Chelsea Green versus Michin. Back when Chelsea Green had the women's, I think it was the US belt. Yeah, the women US belt. Is like, man, it's the same matches. She went up against Michin how many times? Until Zelina Vega got the belt from her. And then when Zelina Vega got the belt, she went up against the Secret Harvest like dang 5-6 weeks, probably more than that in a row. What the heck? What are these matchups? What are we doing? Charlotte Flair versus freaking Roxanne Perez. Charlotte Flair versus Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel versus Alexa. Raquel versus, you know what I'm saying, this person. Alexa versus Roxanne. Interference all over the place. Like, dude, oh my gosh, dude, it's just repetitive, man. It's just so repetitive. Cody Rhodes comes out, cuts a promo. Somebody, such and such, comes out, interrupts the promo. This person comes out, interrupts the promo. A-lister Black versus Damian Priest. A-lister Black versus R-Truth. A-lister Black versus Miz. You know what I'm saying? Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. DIY versus Street Profit. Street Profit versus Motor City Machine Guns. Like, dude, there's just so many matches I can say that ends up on SmackDown and Raw. Like, I could say so many more. The list goes on and on. You get the point. You know what I'm saying? Heck, NXT, bro. NXT, they do it too, but at least the storylines leading up to it are good, and the matches are usually top tier, man. Obafemi versus Javon Evans. I was watching that match, man. This dude, Javon Evans, is a athletic freak of nature. This dude is jumping. Obafemi is a monster in the ring, dude. Even before then, dude, Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. This dude, Javon Evans, jumped so far in that match. Dude, bro, I thought he cleared. It looked like he dang near cleared the table. That's how athletic this guy is, bro. That's how, like, he's insane. Like, all these wrestlers down at NXT, man, they're all really good, bro. And I just feel like if they go up to the main roster, man, I just feel like they're gonna get disrespected, dude. I hate saying that, and I don't want it to happen. But knowing the booking and that Triple H is doing, it's just, I just don't like the direction that it's going, bro. That's really the way I feel. And that's not even including the fact that ticket prices are going up. Tickets for WrestleMania 42 are looking like it's going to be like $30,000 to dang near, or actually no, $30,000 to $70,000 for dang near front row seats. Huh? I know seat prices, they're usually expensive. They never got into the 30,000s. 70,000s? Like, come on, bruh. PLEs are now moving to ESPN. You have to pay $30 a month to watch PLEs. What? Remember, bro, bro. I thought they said this is gonna be like at the end of the year, like January or something like that. They pushed it to later this year, to whenever the next PLE, Clash in Paris. That's gonna be the first one. Like, what? Oh, man, I'm telling you, man. It's just insane to think about. Then on top of that, because the booking is so weird and there's clearly some favoritism going on, I don't want to say it, but, I mean, you could clearly tell there's some favoritism going on. Look at Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea Ripley. One of my favorite women wrestlers in WWE. But it's clear that her booking is some favoritism, bro. When was the last time you've seen her lose a match clean? Way back in after Elimination Chamber, the Raw After Chamber, was Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. The last time she got rolled up, not rolled up. You know what I'm saying? That's the last time she got beat clean. Not a roll up. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not being hit and not taking the pin and all that. No, getting hit with a finisher clean, got pinned. That's the last time you've seen that. And it's clear, man, like, dude, they do not let Rhea Ripley get beat up at all. That's why I was so curious, man. I was excited for Raquel Rodriguez, when she had that match with Rhea Ripley. I'm thinking, she slammed her through a table on one of the Raws. I'm like, oh man, she's going to get a push. This could be really good for Raquel. And then Rhea Ripley turns around, beats up her and Roxanne, and then wins the match. And I liked the match. But the booking decision was just horrible, bro. And like I said, man, that's just not the only instance. There's so many more. The men's division is much worse than the women's division in this case, too. You know what I'm saying? The WWE Unreal perfectly explains it. I think Triple H said the women's division is much better than the men's division right now, which is honestly a damn shame. Because you have all of these men wrestlers right now. This is the last topic I'm going to talk about. All of these wrestlers, man. I know we don't have, the prime John Cena anymore, the prime Brock Lesnar, which, by the way, man, why is Brock Lesnar back in 2025? I think that's insane, but that's besides the point. But, you know what I'm saying? You don't have a prime John Cena anymore, prime Brock Lesnar anymore. Batista's gone. Randy Orton is older now. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. He would be perfect in this scenario, man. Not the Wyatt. Wyatt 6, I'm still giving a little hope for them. But, I keep besiding the point. I keep missing the point. But you see what I'm saying. Randy Orton is older. You know what I'm saying? John Cena is older. Brock Lesnar is older. You know what I'm saying? R-Truth is older. Miz is older. Some of these wrestlers that were wrestling back then are just older now. And then other wrestlers like, all the other people that are just gone. But you still have amazing people like Drew McIntyre, who's getting screwed into a Jelly Roll matchup. And don't get me wrong, I loved Jelly Roll in that match. I thought he was actually really good considering that was his very first time in a WWE ring. I thought he was good. But the point still stands, man. He's getting a match over dang Carmelo Hayes, who I think is really good and deserves a push, bro. And I get that. Not everybody is gonna get a push. I understand that. But my issue is the picking and choosing of who gets pushed and who doesn't. Why are we playing favoritism to Rhea Ripley and all these other people, but we're not showing love to other people like Raquel or Chad Gable, you know what I'm saying, Penta, or all these other people, man? Why are we not like, I get it. These are your big stars. You're supposed to do that. But that doesn't mean big stars can't get beat, bro. John Cena got beat. Brock Lesnar got beat. Randy Orton got beat. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for them to lose a match every now and then, bro. They don't have to win every time. That's all I'm pretty much got to say, man. WWE, man, I hate to say it, but at this point, at the rate it's going, with these prices going up, quality is going down a little bit, man. I wouldn't be surprised if WWE kind of falls off. Don't be surprised, man. But that's pretty much all I got to say. Stay cool. Keep classy. Peace.